How are you? I hope you all will be fine. Stay home, stay safe. This is Lakshmi Sharma. Dear students, I decided to make video for you that you can continue study at home. So let's start the first chapter. The name of the chapter is A Period of Transition. Hey students, historians classify history into three broad periods: ancient, medieval, and modern. Each period is categorized on the basis of certain political, social, and economic characteristics specific to that period. So let's start the first topic, period of transition. What's the means of the period of transition? What's the means of the transition? The progression of time from one period to another in history is called transition or the transitional period. These are perceived to be times of creative cause or inactivity and decline. Either. Either way, a study of transitions is important to understand why the previous period ended and how and why the new one emerged. In every country, historical periods differ depending on several factors particular to the region. For example, the modern period is Europe start in the 15th century. However, in India, it started in the 18th century with the advent of the British. Our next topic is source of information. Historians reconstruct the modern age through various source materials which help in better understanding of this period. These materials are broadly classified into primary and secondary sources. First, we will discuss about the primary sources. In the primary sources, direct account from the people living during that period in history. For example, the official records, diaries, travel autobiographies, newspaper, poetry, novel, photographs, audiovisual materials, and monuments. Archaeological artifacts, eyewitness accounts, and oral narratives. And the next source is secondary sources. Account of the period that are recorded by the people who studied the primary sources to interpret it and arrive to certain conclusions about the period. Example, scholarly articles, research papers, reports, reviews, books, audiovisual materials developed by contemporary scholars and researchers. Our next topic is Europe in modern world. The modern period in Europe is said to have started in the late 15th century and spanned over 300 years. Modern age in Europe is associated with certain events like the decline of the medieval feudalism, the rise of towns and cities, increase in trade and commerce, and the rising consciousness of individual rights. These events mark the transition of Europe from Middle Age to the modern age. Now let's start the new topic as a very important topic of this chapter, the Renaissance. From the 14th century till about the 16th century, Europe saw a series of new developments in the field of art, literature, science, and architecture. Independent of the control of the church, this was a significant event since earlier the church kept the sphere of the culture and the knowledge under its constant scrutiny and control. This period of great revival and regeneration in Europe is known as Renaissance. It is a French word that means rebirth. The capture of Constantinople, the capital of Byzantine Empire, by the Ottoman Turk in 1453 was a major development that fueled the spirit of Renaissance. Constantinople was the center of learning of the Roman Empire. It had numerous Greek scholars and intellects teaching Greco-Roman classic, evoking rational thinking. With the fall of Constantinople, many Greek scholars fled to different cities of Italy like Florence, Milan, and Venice, carrying with them rare classical manuscripts. They were patronized by the wealthy merchants of Italy. Many libraries and universities were set up to promote classical and modern learning in Europe. Another important factor that helped spread the ideas of Renaissance throughout Europe was the development of printing in Europe. In 1440, the Johannes Gutenberg of Germany developed the movable printing press by 1500. There were about 1,000 printers throughout Europe. Printed press enabled this dissemination of radical ideas and opinions among a wider section of people. Popular books published included religious books like the Bible as well as Latin and Greek classic, legal handbooks and book on philosophy. Now let's start the new topic, characteristics of Renaissance. The Renaissance period is characterized by the change in every sphere of life that altered the mindset of the people. The focus of this change was shift from the earlier divine affairs of to that of human and secular affairs, as is visible in the art forms of Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, or political writings of Niccolo Machiavelli. There was an emergence of the concept of individualism and humanism at the time. With Renaissance, there was an attempt to challenge the normative. Classical Greco-Roman learning encouraged people to question long-established traditions and ideas on the basis of rationalism, logic, and reason. People started to question the dictates of their rulers and the church. This new spirit of rationalism led to the rise of scientific temper and the spirit of inquiry. Astronomers such as Nicolaus Copernicus and Galileo clashed with the church authorities for their views on the heliocentrism of the solar system. This was seen as challenge to the power of the church. This led to the of sowing of the seeds of modern science, which was later called the scientific revolution.